Yep.
The views and opinions during this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the sponsors or executive producers. This program contains conversation, discussion, debate, which a truly free society would neither fear nor suppress. However, in some socially inept areas, certain religious fanatics and ultra-sensitive and extreme political affiliates violate your First Amendment rights by attempting to control what you watch, listen to, write, and speak. We feel that this is unconstitutional and un-American. And now we present the MKULTRASOUND podcast. Live from Studio Diablo in Chicago, Illinois, this is MKULTRASOUND.
Get with the countdown.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Blast off for Kicksville. Shake this square world. Blast off for Kicksville.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Get with the countdown.
I speak jive.
Oh, yeah.
Blast off for Kicksville. Shake this square world. Blast off for Kicksville.
I can't even get,
Speak jive.
I can't wait to talk about this show. Yeah, I talked over the fucking opening credits. I'm Alexander. I'm here with FABIAN and ARROYO. Emily Seifrit's back from New York City for New York Fashion Week. On the phone, we have Jason in Detroit.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
Jason's a metalhead.
Till the day I die.
So we're going to get to you first so that I can get back to these wonderful people. But I met you at Exotica a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you were, because I was in the hotel bar and you were in the lobby and I saw your shirt. Like, you like black metal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Definitely.
became friends ever since and hung out with Max that day. But ironically, the show we did a couple weeks ago with Mortis is the one who introduced me to that music in '95. And did you watch that interview?
I did.
Wasn't it amazing? He talked about Lords of Chaos, because I guess he doesn't, his manager said he doesn't talk about that with anybody, but he did with me.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, yeah, even like they did an interview with him, and I can't remember what I think it was Decibel, the Heavy Metal Magazine Decibel, and he basically,
he doesn't talk about it.
Right. He gave like a couple line answer, and then next question.
His publicist was William Zimmerman. By the way, William, thank you for helping me out there. William was like, he likes you. I'm like, don't you understand our history? Because I guess you got to go 2.5 decades back to get the history of Mortis and I. And so anyway, now I'm friends with you, and you have done porn.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
For Mike South, what was it? Southern Bukkake?
Southern Bukkake.
Tell us about that.
It was an interesting time. I was messing around online one night and watching a video, and somebody had up a link about if you're willing to participate in these kind of videos, to go to this site and you can register. And I was I'm like, there's always been these kind of scams, so I was a little skeptical.
Right.
But so I went on, signed up for the site, and shot him an email and said, listen,
where'd you go? Georgia? Was it Georgia? Where'd you go?
Atlanta. Yep.
And did they set you up hotel rooms and?
No, everything I had to pay for myself.
So how many? Like, it was like one chicken. What'd you do?
We basically
Emily just laughed. So what'd you do, dude?
Basically, there was just 10 guys, and we all just basically kind of like she blew us, and we ended up jerking off on her face, and that was that.
So at least you got a blowjob.
Oh yeah. Like, there were some girls that, they were just obviously local escorts and, stuff like that. But there was, one or two, like the one, I'm trying to remember, Taylor Lux.
Did you get a phone
Taylor
number?
Lux.
Did you get a phone number from anybody?
No.
Hey, I gotta say, Mike South is a good guy.
He is. Like I said, I got down there, and he made me feel welcome. He made me feel comfortable, and it was a good time. It was a good time. He, like I said, we all used to go out to dinner afterwards, and
before we get into the Vegas thing, I want to ask you: did you watch that show, The Deuce, on HBO?
I did not.
Oh, you'll love it, man. If you like, I don't know if you're close to my age or not, but the golden age of 70s, 80s porn. It deals with that. And do you remember the Dark Brothers?
Remember hearing the name. Hearing the name.
Purveyors of Fine Filth. They did the movie New Wave Hookers, which was huge, but had Tracy Lords in it.
Yeah. And
they had to cut all the Tracy Lord scenes out. Ginger Lynn was in that, one of her first films. And then that's represented in the miniseries on HBO. And they deal with how it moved from movie houses to VHS. Ooh, VHS. Destroyed porn theaters. The internet has destroyed everything.
Exactly, yeah.
So, but I wanted to get you on the phone for one reason, and I wanted to talk to you about, you went to the Adult Video Awards Expo in Las Vegas a month ago, right? Correct.
In the January, yep.
So what was your experience like?
It was fun. I mean, there was a lot of, regular faces, familiar faces, I guess you could say, that, I remember. But the one I was really, really, really stoked she was there, because they didn't have her up on the webpage, was her name's Maitland Ward.
I don't know.
And she used to be on the 90s TV series Boy Meets World.
Oh,
and she went
porn, huh?
Former, yeah. Well, I mean, she wasn't like a child star, because when she was on, she was like probably like in her late teens, maybe early 20s. And yeah, she wound up winning for like.
Emily's Googling it right now. The beauty of fucking social media and wireless devices.
Yeah, this was, so, even though Boy Meets World, she was hot, but she was even hotter in person. You
had mentioned star power. I was going to ask you if there was any Tara Patricks, any Jenna Jameson's. Jenna, when I was out there in Vegas, her line. By the way, I'm no fan because she hates MK Ultra.
Okay.
I did a story on Motley Crue, and I guess she had banged Tommy Lee, and she didn't like it. I was so afraid I was going to get sued. Then I realized I was protected by everything. And then pretty much what I wrote, they wrote about in that fucking book, The Dirt, and made a movie of it. So I didn't do any. I think they were pretty proud of their bad behavior. She hated me. So, but Tara Patrick was there, and her line was long. And Evan Seinfeld, her husband at the time, was in Biohazard. A fucking awesome metal band.
Oh yeah,
from Brooklyn, and friends with Typo Negative. Actually, did you know Evan gave Typo Negative their name?
I did not. I was not aware of that.
Yes, and Typo's my second favorite band in the world, next to the Doors. Well, then Evan comes over. This line's long, and he sees me. He's like, "Do you want to cut the line and meet Tara?" And I'm like, "No, dude. I want to talk to you." And funny, when they divorced and the book came out and everything, and he was with little Lupe Fuentes, and I met her with him too, by the way. Okay. And Tara just hated me, and it's like I went up in line and she signed her book, and then I mentioned I was friends with Evan, and she just snapped, and like I'm an asshole to her, and I can't be friends with both of you. I guess not. So. I mean, I wasn't like great friends with either one of them, but they had their own company, and they hand wrote their fucking addresses on the envelopes and sent me the porn in the mail. And it's like, why do I have to choose? Can I be friends with you both? And so anyway, I find that a little bit immature. Evan's a great guy, and whatever he had with Lupe is whatever. It's fucking hot. So you came back from Vegas, and you said to me you're actually looking forward to Exotica more.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed. I mean, at Exotica, there's a lot more. Seems like independent. Like the girls dancing in the cages where you could tip them and all that.
Yeah.
This seemed more more geared towards the adult industry, the cam girls and ones like that. There wasn't as many.
Are you gonna come in for all 3 days this year?
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it.
Did you book your room?
I'm gonna get on that.
Hurry up. That we want to be on the same floor, brother.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set the podcast up in my room, and I'll be doing interviews there. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Hanging out, and actually, I met you on the last day last year. It'd be nice to spend the whole day hanging out, and then the nights is like it's so cool. The hotel at night, just the people watching is a blast.
Yeah, that's. I always like telling that story to my friends. I was telling them, I said I was sitting there because right before I was supposed to leave to head down to Chicago, I lost my driver's license. Went out shopping, dropped it somewhere, don't remember. So I had to, go through all that, bring my passport and all that, stuff with my photos on it and all that. And I was talking to my mom in the lobby that day, and I saw you looking over at me, and I'm getting a little worried. I'm like, this guy is staring me down. I'm like, Mom, I might have to let you go.
How fucking cool. And we became friends.
We become friends. Just all over a Dark Funeral shirt.
Dude, it's so, Dark Funeral, I guess if you listen to Mortis' interview with me, we didn't really get into it, but when he was here this first time in 97, and he stayed at the Spa Motel, which is leveled now, and he took some designer drug, and he was met this hot girl from Detroit, and dated her for a while, and would fly back to the States. It seemed like every time he flew back here, he ran into me. And I lived in Indianapolis at the time, but some reason we would be in Chicago at the same time, and every time we hung out, I'd give him a shot and he'd puke. And he's like, every time I see you, I throw up. But he OD'd at the Spa Motel, and the guys from Dark Funeral revived him. How about that? That's a fucking story.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
Well, he probably keeps it under wraps.
In 2 weeks, we've got from Detroit Rock City, Michael Martin from Ashen Casualty is going to come down here and do a show. He does the outro song to this show. He's going to come in with 2 videos and 2 songs. And hey, dude, Jason, always good talking to you. Thanks for calling in.
You too, man. Thanks for the invite, and looking forward to seeing you at Exotica, man.
Yeah, let's do it up. Take care, brother.
Yeah, talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Soon to be banned in Canada for indecent exposure to wildlife, you're listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast with your hosts Alexander and Tycoon.
I think Ty is still at the Livewire Lounge from last night. How you guys doing? Hey, sorry if that went a little long. A few minutes with a good friend. And it's always interesting when you go out and meet people. Mm-hmm. Like how I met you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My birthday 4 years ago. I was crippled. And here you are. I'm talking to Emily SIFRIT, by the way. She just got back from, Emily SIFRIT got back from New York Fashion Week. I've got FABIAN ARROYO, who's sketching away here. Mm-hmm. Drummer for a lot of bands.
He really is artist 24/7.
Yeah, he's the man. And he does rock and roll. Okay. How do I start this thing? A couple of weeks ago, it was a cold fucking January morning, and I went to a video shoot for your band, First Jason. Mm-hmm. At 7:30 in the morning. And we had a lot of snow.
Terrible.
And I went with Max Bravo, and people came, and this one family drove from Pennsylvania. And I asked them, and First Jason is the band with Ari Liebman, who played the very first Jason, the very first Friday the 13th as a kid. Mm-hmm. As a child, he played the Mongoloid, I guess you could say. We just can't say the other R word, but we can say Mongoloid.
Mongoloid is good.
I guess we can't say Down syndrome either, but that's a different ailment. I just did. Where's Nick Huffman?
Where's the squeaky horn? There you go.
So I have a list of a couple of things I want to talk about. Is okay? I want you to join in with me about this. So we talked to Jason. What do you think about his Southern Bukkake trip, Emily? Emily's just like rolling her eyes.
All right, listen.
Every time you come on here, last time was Asian hookers.
I just, look, I am so about, I'm not afraid of sexuality. I'm just about kind of like,
you're a mom.
Women taking their place in it. And that sounded like,
degrading.
A lot. Yeah.
I don't find it hot, but
yeah, I don't find degrading being hot. I mean,
no, I don't either.
So yeah, so that's hard to pipe in on, but no.
I don't want to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but
no, I'm not into that bukkake shit.
I mean, he had a great time. That's awesome.
It sounded like
had dinner with everybody.
Huh?
Very expensive blowjob.
I know, right?
Thinking, like the whole time I'm listening to that. I mean, I'm excited for your friendship, but the whole time I'm listening to that, I'm like, dude, you got you got screwed over.
Got to pay for your own flight,
just like,
hotel.
yeah.
I don't know what the
Like-
women in Detroit look like. So
I don't know. I just like,
don't.
right now.
They
I
look
mean,
like any of the Chicago hookers, and he got screwed. That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm glad he had a good time.
yeah, me too. And I can't wait to see him. He's a great supporter of the show. He's a
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
But we didn't get to talk about. I know we. This is the second take of the show because I looked at the first round and we went 10 minutes in the show. We weren't recording, but we were talking about Dakota Sky, who he helped me defend.
Yeah.
Dakota Sky got shamed by a porn site for being an addict and having problems, and she's not the brightest person in the world, but at the same time, she works in the industry, and you shouldn't call somebody out because we lost somebody to suicide in the porn industry because she was bullied online because she wouldn't have sex with a guy who does gay sex. There's a risk there, by the way, and it's your pussy. You should be able to pick whoever does with it. You shouldn't be bullied into like, you got to fuck Ron Jeremy, you got to fuck this gay guy. You should be able to fuck who you want if you're getting paid for it. And if you're Jason,
I mean, there is that. I don't think your show is long enough for that topic right there because that's across the board. You should say what is going on in your feminine space at all times, no matter what the fuck is going on.
I want you to come to Exotica with me and talk to one of the girls.
Thank you.
I would.
Everybody's like the females in here are clapping right now because I'm like, you know what?
We're outnumbered.
Do what you want. If you want to go dance and you want to get money for it, do it. If you
Yes.
want to go stand on a corner and do it, do it. But the point is, you control your body.
But what do you think, though? A girl got bullied, and I'm not gonna have sex with this guy because he does gay, anal, rough, fucking sex porn. I don't care if it's him or somebody else. If you don't want to fuck Ron Jeremy or Evan Seinfeld, you shouldn't have to fuck him if you don't want to.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know how. I have no clue how contracts go when it comes to that stuff. When it's your profession, I mean, shaming is just ridiculous anyway. But for it to get that far, I don't know.
Fucking Fabian, you're drawing pictures. Show the camera what you're
It's
drawing.
amazing,
So I'm
yeah.
sitting
We
here
wanna see
talking
this.
about bukkakis, and he's doing this.
Artwork.
You do tattoos,
I do.
and we're gonna talk. Can you do
You
mobile?
do the tattooing, or you just make the art? Like you make the
Yeah,
art.
do
and
you
then
do
it gets-
tattoos?
I do both. I
Yeah.
actually, some people have their tattoo artists that
Yeah.
they're married to. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
Do you have your own shit? Do you have a table? Do you have a table? Can you go out and do a tattoo like here? Can you bring your shit here and set up?
I have, but I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Well, the reason I ask is I need some touch-up work done on some of my old tattoos, and
Yeah.
look
I
at
mean,
its detail. I want
I
him to
could
do
do
it
it for you.
Fill-ins, yeah.
Yeah.
So do I come to you or do you come here?
Either or.
Okay, cool. See, awesome. We can
For
make
you,
a show of
yes.
that. Do a whole podcast
For
of me
you,
getting
yes,
tattoos. So, fucking- my friend Ashley's here. She was here for Ari Lehman, First Jason on the 5th of January.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. She's a metalhead. We love her. She went to the Lamb of God show on Thursday. They did a pop-up show at, what's that venue called? Where they play? Vans? House of Vans. 900 people. She stood in line for 5 hours.
What a fucking trooper.
Oh, no. You know what the temperature was on fucking
It
Valentine's
was
Day?
cold.
Yeah.
I believe the high was negative, or I mean, it was 18 degrees.
Yeah, the high was 18 degrees. I went to work. It was like minus something. It was, my balls were gone.
They were hiding.
Yeah, they freaking up inside, keep it warm. I had like a loose piece of skin down there. So Ashley gets a T-shirt. You see her shirt? It's got the date. And she told me that Randy came out wearing a pig face shirt. Did you hear that? Randy wore a pig face shirt. And so they did that show. Then Art Cruz was nice enough to do a personal thing at the Cobra Lounge. Did you know that? The drummer, Art Cruz, he used to play a prong.
Yeah,
Go for
yeah.
prong.
I
Yeah,
remember.
he did a like a drum clinic or a meet. So I guess he's famous or something. I don't know. I think this.
I think he's famous. I think you. You think so?
Oh, you're a drummer. Do you like Art Cruz?
He's okay.
Okay.
Not my favorite.
Who's your
but-
favorite? Here we go. Who's your favorite drummer?
Well, I grew up on Slayer, so
Okay.
Dave Lombardo. Gene Hoglan.
Look at her. She's shooting the
Gene
horns.
Hoglan is one of my favorite drummers now because he's heavy, he's beastly, and he hits hard.
Can I go off the thing and maybe you're familiar or maybe you're not? What do you think of Eric Carr? He was the guy to make Kiss heavy after Peter Criss. Remember him, the Fox?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you because I've never really listened to Kiss.
I got to turn you on to that.
I don't have an opinion.
Well, we got to do that because we're gonna
Okay.
and the show we're gonna play Kiss trivia. So you guys get to ask me Kiss questions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's another
is
new
fun.
part of the show. So look, I went out last night. I don't go out.
No,
I haven't been out since my birthday weekend down in Bradley, Illinois.
It's like he's got to talk himself into socializing, which
Yeah, and
cracks
I
me
mean,
up.
I did the Mortis show, but I don't consider going out and work. Going out, and also I didn't drink. I was offered alcohol, and I haven't been drinking a lot, so or much, or any pretty much anymore. But I went out last night,
his happiness.
and
in
I
his
went out
face.
late. I figured
I went out.
I'd be safe, right? So I go to the Liveware.
Were you
Lounge.
drinking?
I had a cocktail or two. Well, I went to Liveware and had 2 cocktails. I watched Pink Stink Rails, Danny Lee Hill and Tycoon's band.
Yeah, Ty.
They're going to be on the show next weekend. They were fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
They do dual harmonies,
Okay. Oh, nice.
and so they both sing. And then she did Nancy Sinatra's "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Danny's
Ty,
like,
I gotta see you. I gotta
yeah,
see you
yeah.
live.
She fucking, they killed it. And when they sing together, it was. I've never heard a band like this because it's like Kiss meets Motorhead, meets the Ramones, meets the Dead Boys,
Wow.
meets Hanoi Rocks with the girl singing harmonies. They sing together and they trade off vocals. I've not seen this done.
Wow.
So I went there and I ran into like Dave Horniak, who had to play the Machine Head after show party, but I haven't seen him in 4 years. And I haven't been in there for 4 years. I used to book a lot of shows there. Well, then I left. I took an Uber to Phyllis's and I saw Rich Experience and Lisa Lightning, and it was his 50th birthday. You wouldn't fucking, did you see the fucking video I put of him up? Okay. So they're like visual. I consider their music experimental. Well, he gets up. Look at that light show. I mean, it was like an acid. I walked in. Look at here. Look at this.
Wow.
I did see that.
That's part of the show. And then he took all his clothes all the way off and they like multi layers of underwear down to bikinis, and he did that fucking horse thing there. And then they had a trampoline, and they came out, and he plays a guitar, she plays a bass, and they sing and they jump on down the trampoline. And then the people in the audience were wearing masks. So I got this monkey mask. There's laser lights and hot girls in masks like this, jumping on the trampoline, doing splits in the air. I'm like, I picked a good night to go out.
Clearly you did.
And
Yeah,
there were
that's
balloons and
vlog
pizza,
worthy.
and then I ran into people I haven't seen in years because I don't go out anymore. And
You should write all about it.
yeah, and it was so fucking fun. And they played, and she did. Okay, I gotta say, she dedicated a song to me,
Who did?
Lisa Lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called "I Hate You."
Oh well.
But she's about hating her ex-boyfriend. And
Okay.
she gets because I like typo negative. And they're all about hating their ex-relationships, and like Stabbing Westward does the same shit. And Trent Reznor did in the beginning of 9 Inch Nails. It was all about bad relationship breakups. So she dedicated me because she knows my emotions. And it was just great to go out the first night. I've gone out in a long time and have a song dedicated to me.
Makes me wonder if that's why all of my adult relationships were the way they were, because I was listening so heavily to 9 Inch Nails when I was 12.
12?
Yeah.
It could be.
I was 26.
I was 12 listening to the
Sorry.
over and over and over. That
First record
that might have
was-
been a rough intro for me.
Oh, God, yeah, I wouldn't. For me, when I was 12, it was Cheap Trick. No, not even Cheap Trick. It was still listening to, like, play that funky music, White
I
Boy.
think my first CD was,
I remember that.
I think my first CD was, it was a Guns N' Roses, probably a Greatest Hits. I know that it had to have been because November Rain was on it and Sweet Child of Mine,
wow.
and that
So
wasn't
you
on the
were-
same album, was
You
it?
know, on that album, Use Your Illusion, which November Rain, I lost my girlfriend to the whole band of Guns N' Roses. She was a stripper. and she
Alex,
fucked them all,
I'm
and
so
down to the
sorry.
drum tech.
That I brought this up.
No, that's all right.
Bad memories.
And what year was that? Because it's probably when I got the CD. That must mean we were connected then.
About the time you lost your virginity, what was it? 22.
That's an awful
I
conversation.
look at you as a good girl, so that's why I like having you on the show because of that. Fabian,
balances the evil
so
and
this
goodiness.
girl,
I seriously
Yeah.
think that's why I'm here.
I know.
tonight,
I
think
because
so.
some of the conversations that happen, I'm sitting here thinking all the way through, I can't post this, I can't post this, I can't post this. But then he delivers me the most perfect opportunity to speak my mind.
which I did in the last thing.
So that it's not like, so it's an obvious thing where like, you know what, just because we don't have the same stance on it, we still communicate. That's a real friendship
That's
right
just
there.
like a dual thing.
Yeah.
I would
No,
totally
it's right.
listen
That's
to
how it's supposed
that,
to
you
be.
know?
Plus, she brings me
And
checkers.
I
Checkers.
pay him in food treats. Thank you. I can hear now on both sides. I also
Was that out? Because this
Yeah, I
thing's
could-
going out.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't hear. But real like
Yeah.
2 second. Hey Cassie, and by 2 I mean 15 seconds.
Cassie?
I would really like to get a video of you crawling under that tripod.
I know,
one
that
more
was
time.
funny. I couldn't stop. I couldn't
I don't
stop
know
seeing
how
that.
Alex stayed on point with what we were supposed
because
to be
I'm a
talking
friend,
about.
I don't look at her
Because
ass.
She's like
It
crawling
wasn't
under
that.
this-
It was just the way she was maneuvering.
Yeah, she's
Right.
Catwoman.
It
She's
was.
she's
It
fucking
really was
Catwoman.
like
If I were to do that, I would cramp up in like 100 different places.
You and me both, brother. She's very athletic. When I get up and go to work at 5 a.m, she's at the gym. She's Catwoman.
Like-
Look
like
at her. She's
nothing.
looking-
Look at that with the smile on her face.
yeah,
That's
of course
impressive.
she's- That's the woman that makes drummers melt and guitar players
Uh-oh, I better stay away from her then.
and
huh?
brothers. Everybody's in love with Cassie, and she's like, I've known her for so long, and sometimes I get kind of pissed. My friends are like, "She really that hot?" I'm like, "Stop! I'm sick of this shit." But then when she gets in a good relationship, I'm happy for her. So it's what it is.
She really is.
Oh, look at her smiling with no teeth. So then Ashley's taking pictures. Cassie's there being fucking. Dude, I want to play a song.
Yeah, let's play some music.
So
and-
Fabian Arroyo, you're in how many bands?
7, 8 right now.
The first band that I worked with in Chicago, one of the first bands I worked with, I didn't know you were in Johnny Vomit. I worked with
Yeah.
John for he used to work at, there was this band called Chainsaw Johnny. That's how I met John Vomit, and they played all my shows for me, and like big shows. I got them on things that they didn't belong.
Right.
But you work with Johnny Vomit. And you work with first Jason and what else?
My main project is Vicious Attack. That's the band I started on.
Is that what we're gonna listen to?
No, we're gonna be listening to this on Spare Change.
Okay, my first
I want to just start singing Georgia Satellites over here.
Georgia Bukkake.
No.
No,
Past that part of the show.
Hey, you should do a song called Southern Bukkake.
Southern Bukkake. I will write that down.
Okay, so tell us about like how did you get into this, and you're so active in the hardcore Chicago scene. You are
Chicago
very
hardcore
much,
metal scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are. And on,
Just-
enlighten the listener.
I just grew up listening to metal ever since I was in 5th grade, I believe. 90.
what was the first metal band? Who was your
89. First metal band I actually got into was Guns N' Roses. I was hanging out with these high school chicks in 5th grade.
And honestly, I gotta say, I was 11, 12, and my friends were 15, 16, which is
Yeah.
probably why I was listening to it. Well, but I grew up, okay. The first tape I ever had was Def Leppard, like a cassette tape. My mom gave it to me after a show she went
What
to.
album?
And I had the
Hysteria?
t-shirt. I had the t-shirt, and it was like lightning around the print of the shirt. And I remember wearing it to school one day. I was like, I got a concert t-shirt.
Can I say
It was
this?
Probably like
Okay.
4th grade or something.
When I was on high school radio in the summer taking courses during my high school years, I played their very first record.
Yeah, that's
High
the one
and Dry.
I got
Those
it when
guys,
it came out.
No, but they were teenagers.
Appetite for Destruction. Was it or before that?
No, way
Like
before
demo?
Appetite. Appetite didn't come out till
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
87.
So you had
I'm
the
talking
earlier
like
stuff.
82. High and Dry came out, and there was one On Through the Night was first.
Okay.
Def
You gotta
Leppard.
respect
Oh,
all
But they
Def
were
Leppard,
like
okay.
16, 17.
Okay.
Did you know that their guitar player Phil was in a band with Phil Lewis from LA Guns?
No.
They had a
Yeah,
band
yeah.
called Girl
Okay.
before Def
I've
Leppard.
heard of that.
And the singer for LA Guns was in the band with the Def Leppard guitar player before Def Leppard. So he's got to be like 68, 69. Tracy Guns is like a year younger than me.
You're gonna get a lot of phone calls tomorrow saying, "Why did you out my age?"
So,
Wikipedia tells
so
all.
metal. I don't really consider Guns N' Roses metal. They're hard rock.
No, but that was my
But what
introduction
for heavy?
for rock.
Motorhead. Motorhead was my first metal band.
Well, yeah, well, I guess if after the Guns N' Roses thing, my brother got me into like Slayer, Metallica, and then that's when it went crazy from there. Death metal and all.
So you must like Rick Rubin then as a producer.
I did at the time.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I think I was in 6th grade and I went to a birthday party with a. I mean, it was a boyfriend. I mean, we were just really best friends, honestly, at that time, and it was a church group. Like, they were friends. That's how this birthday party was, right? So we go and we have this birthday party in like a church, sort of like a parish hall sort of thing.
Mhm.
And then we go down in the basement because somebody's playing music, right? So we're like, oh, like all the kids are going down in the basement, and then like the family's upstairs eating and stuff. We go down there and this girl's playing Metallica, and I heard Enter Sandman for the first time, and my eyes lit up, and I was like, oh,
Enter Sandman.
yeah.
You remember that venue Oasis 160?
I heard of it.
Okay, it was in the South Chicago. Prong played there one night, and we went across the street and did karaoke. And Tommy Victor, I found on videotape somewhere, singing Enter Sandman karaoke. Tommy Victor from Prong doing Enter Sandman.
I didn't like Metallica when they came out with that album.
I didn't.
Well, so that was the first.
Yeah, I'm a lot older.
So
than
you're
you,
one of the
yeah.
Kill the Lightning.
Ride the Lightning is
Ride
my
the-
favorite album.
Kill the
Every album, I have every single one.
Master of Puppets.
I like it.
Yep.
But
That
Ride
was
the
like,
Lightning
as
is
they were
my
starting
favorite.
to go.
Yeah.
When they got with Bob Rock, it's just
Yeah.
he's a pop guy, man. Like
Yeah.
Bon Jovi and shit.
And I appreciate, I guess, they made it big for themselves, and that's awesome. But
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if you stick with it, if you have that iconic career, the stuff that everybody's going to know about is like 10 years into it. And then the true fans are the ones who want to support the entire upbringing of it. And they're going to appreciate the things that, you had playing to a crowd of 10,
well, it's different because a lot of my friends that got into the earlier Metallica stuff kind of stopped listening to them after the Black Album.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the group of friends that are younger than me that are like Black Album on, but they don't really care for the earlier stuff because it's too heavy for them. So,
I want to play a song, and then I want to come back and talk to Emily about New York Fashion Week. Then I want to talk more music with you. We have two tunes.
Cool. Yeah.
This first song is Crash and Burn, right? Tell me about this band and the song.
Spare Change, Crash and Burn.
Spare Change is the band?
Spare Change is the band.
Okay.
Crash and Burn is the song. And
Set it up. So who's this band? Who's in it? Where do you play?
I'm a drummer in all of these bands.
I was going to ask, do you play the same instrument? all the
Yeah,
time?
I do. Because the
You
only
play
other
the same
instrument I
instrument-
play is piano, and metal doesn't really like piano. And
That's not true, man.
well, it depends on the kind of metal that I play. They don't want. They're like, oh no,
Right.
front of I want no piano in my music.
all right.
But yes,
Some of the hardest rockers I know, they know. They
Oh,
know
yeah,
how to
yeah,
play
yeah.
some.
Nails.
you hear some melodic metal bands, and they do have keyboardists in there, and it sounds awesome.
So this band is Spare Change, and what are they? What kind of band is it? Metal?
Spare
or punk?
Change is like a crossover thrash punk
Okay.
band, and it was started back in '89, I want to say. I wasn't in the band at the time, but the singer was. He remains to be the only original member. And it's just me, the vocalist, Brian, Chump Change, and Dave Grett, guitar. We're looking for a bass player, so if any bass players out there want to do some crossover thrash punk, then look us up.
Let's hear this song, Crash and Burn.
I believe
All right,
so.
listen to the MK Ultrasound podcast.
As I walk into the flame, the devil calls my name. As I breathe the heavy smoke, in my lungs I start to choke. As I take another shot, and my life is on the rocks. And I feel there is no hope, and at the end desire, crash and burn. Run so hard, run so fast, no time to sleep, no time to crash. As the world stands still, the fast we go, the bigger the thrill. The clock is set, the race begun with the sound of the gun. Run, 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 it's time to go, it's time to play another show.
Trust me.
That's a good fucking song, man.
Yeah, it's our poppy.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a
Radio
good groove to it.
friendly
What do you think
song.
of it, Emily?
I liked it. It was an easy listen.
So it doesn't compare to Southern Bukkake, though.
No.
Hey, I went and saw Birds of Prey.
How was it?
Fucking
Was it better than the first
Suicide
Squad?
I hated it. Suicide Squad. She was the best thing in it because they killed off the characters I liked too soon, and it was a Will Smith movie, but she stole it.
Oh yeah,
It's a horrible movie, but it was her. And so Birds of Prey it's colorful, like the last night, me going out to the Philippines
Yeah.
with all the lights and masks and balloons. They were balloons and trampolines and shit. It was like that in just like 90 minutes. It was so much fun. And at one point, she's in a shootout in a jail, like a locker room where they keep evidence. And so the guys are shot like stacks of cocaine. She's inhaling it, and she got fucking high and starts shooting everybody. And she got superpowers for the cocaine.
This is what movie?
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, it was all female, like all girls, as anti-villains.
All right. I'm directing.
She's
this
a
to
Batman
Kiss
character.
Trivia.
We're not getting to that yet. No, we're not there yet. But also, I also watched this week Kevin Smith's Jay and Silent Bob's reboot.
How was that?
It's fucking hilarious. Well, if you like them,
Yeah, I
you'll
do.
love it. It's a fun movie, and they make a lot of stabs at remakes and reboots, making fun of it.
Okay.
And there's a great cameos, and they gave Val Kilmer a role.
Okay.
Val Kilmer can't talk right now. He had throat cancer, so he can't speak. They gave him a non-speaking role. I thought that was fucking awesome because he played Batman
Yeah.
in Batman Forever,
That's
and so they gave him a
respect.
role as Blunt Man in the movie, and he didn't talk, but he's smiling. It's like I thought that was so cool that they gave him a role. And then there's a lot of Stan Lee. If you're a Marvel Comics fan like I am. A lot of Stan Lee, and then in the credits, there's a Stan Lee thing when they were talking about making this movie. He died before they could make it, but they were talking about him being in the movie that I saw. And then I made the mistake of renting It 2. I loved It. I took Ashley to see It. She used to fucking fear clowns. Did you know that?
That girl right there has fear
Ashley,
of anything.
I used to fuck her up. I'd send her pictures
can't
of like
imagine her
4:30 in the morning of clowns looking through windows and
Been
scare.
desensitized by Alex.
Nice.
You hear that?
Desensitized.
By Alex.
I would go like outside of her apartment. I know where she smoked and tie a red balloon, so I could leave it hanging there.
Oh my god.
4 a.m.
One time she came here. She came here with her ex-husband, walking down the alley. I didn't know they were coming. I'm walking to the store, full clown outfit, fucking mask, everything that's scary clown with a machete and a meat cleaver, and she's walking up the alley coming here with her ex-husband.
That's why.
It's like I'm like,
That's right. I came to one of your clown parties once.
yes,
You had a whole clown party.
Yeah.
I had a clown barbecue. You
barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there. That was
You-
pretty fun. Yeah.
Alex is quite the host.
Clown porn and everything. It was just like clown porn playing.
have clown porn. I do.
Yeah. I do remember that.
I just had this horrible flashback of a time I fell asleep watching a movie on just like a regular movie. And the
Oh, I
TV
thought like
was-
clown porn.
It was when I woke up. I fell asleep. I was so horrified. I fell asleep watching just a regular like PG-13 movie, and it was one of those like free intro tiles to a channel, you know, and it's probably like Cinemax or something like that. And
Skinemax.
Yeah, and I wake up at like 7 a.m. to get ready for work, and the TV's still on, and it was that, and I was like freaking out.
I gotta tell you, I had Jason on the
Couldn't get out of
phone.
my
He went to well, I went to like Adult Video Awards a few times, and back when AVN did a couple stories on me, I had a cover story in the Rock and Porn issue, and they put my fucking face there to represent Rock and Porn. It was insane. So I go there, and they had like there's this one section. I had my photographer with me. Then my friend from LA, who I went to college with in Pittsburgh. He worked for George Lucas and everything. He does action figures.
Mm-hmm.
And we walk down, and I see a clown porn booth. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's the fucking best thing I've ever. I ended up doing their website for them.
Yeah.
And then across from them was the Gavian. Is all these gay guys greased up, like all buff, hot, like dirty shit written on their chests and their bellies and shit. I'm like, Gavian. My friends are like, get me the fuck out. I'm like, fuck no, I'm getting my picture with these fuckers. They were the most fun guys. They're like partying hard.
That's awesome.
But they were right across from clown porn.
That was cool.
Yeah, they should be the front. Put the clown porn as the first thing you see. Then I just go to my room.
Yeah.
The clown.
With the clown?
It's a fantasy of mine. You don't know about that?
I know. Oh, yes, I know.
End of story. So, Emily,
There's no segue. You just stop right there. No.
speaking of porn,
Oh my
okay,
God.
you were in New York last week.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You brought out your line of EK. You know, she's a fashion designer. She makes beautiful clothes for beautiful people.
I make clothes for all sorts of people.
But also, at the same time, this Asian company came up with their porn line. And Aja Akira was one of the models of it. And I sent you
I
pictures.
saw that. Yeah, that was very
video.
professionally done. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they had that at there's more than one venue that you can have. Fashion Week.
So what goes on? What is New York Fashion Week?
Oh, it's different now than what it used to be. When it started, it was basically the park right outside the public library, and they had these huge tents, and it was, you know, the most established international brands really is kind of how it was. And then they would show their lines, and then it was buyers for stores and, you know, influential people, all that stuff. It's changed. It's not slowed down. It's extended is what I'm trying to say.
Too popular, you think? Because I saw Miley Cyrus was there. Like, what the fuck?
It's like a who's who sort of thing, and it's a huge like no longer is it really where people are going to put huge orders on clothes to put in stores. It's more of like it's almost, I mean, I don't want to say it's a festival, but it is almost like a festival of people who are in that industry. You all connect in one time and figure out, you know, what you have to offer somebody else, what wisdom
Networking,
you have.
right?
It's seriously, and you learn how to play the game, quite honestly.
Here's how I only know about fashion through pop culture, and I don't read magazines anymore, really, because there aren't.
It's
Was like Kanye West represented there? Or is he too elite? No, I'm actually being serious.
No, it's not. It's you. Okay, so the city of New York, you have to, for those days, you have to have permits, you have to have the proper licensing, the proper affiliation to be able to show anything during that week. Otherwise, they'll literally shut you down if not, because it needs to be taken seriously. People from all over the world are there for those few days. That's where you all can connect. You know you're going to be in that
I know,
city.
it's a big deal.
Yeah. So no, I mean, but in my industry, so there's an organization called the CFDA, Council of Fashion Designers of America. Tom Ford's the president of that. He actually he made some waves because he took his show to LA instead of it being in New York, which is kind of a big deal. Yeah, because New York, Milan, London, and Paris are the only 4 cities that are like the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Weeks, and for him to take his out of New York, he's basically saying, look, you're making too much of a mess out of this in New York. You're making it too much of a festival, too much of a party, and it's no longer so much about business. So he's making a statement by taking his to LA. So there's opinions all over the board for it, but really it's just about staying in the networking so that you can move forward.
I got confused. I thought Tom Ford was a different designer. There's a designer who does men's suits.
He is.
Okay. Well, he did a thing. I think I got the same guy, and you're not a Kiss fan, but he did a thing where Kiss did an album cover on the 3rd album in '75 of them with their makeup on, but in business suits.
Yeah,
he recreated that and did a party. Didn't tell anybody who was playing. It was Kiss wearing his fucking shit. There's a video for it. It's fucking awesome.
And people are ironic that this is all connecting right here in this conversation, because I didn't know about that, but I'm blown away right now at how connected the art worlds really are. No matter what anybody wants to say about it, they just are.
I think, Lenny Kravitz is a big fashion guy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I talked to you like, okay, I've been trying to set this up for a while. Mm-hmm. I'm friends with a lot of rock stars and like sexy guys and girls. I've been trying to get you with Curse Mackey and Rona Ronhart for so long.
I'm committed to being here when they come. I am committed to it.
You could look at them and you could dress them. And she's a fucking fashionista.
I thought she wasn't she is a designer or she is stylist, like she styles herself. Because there's a difference. Both.
I knew Rona on a personal, like we have hard hearts. Like we talk about business when she's not here.
Yeah.
When she's here, we hang on the back porch and we talk about like
life.
Failed relationships, my failed relationships and shit. She's such a good fucking friend. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I have those because
I
like clowns. So what do you fucking expect? It's not going to work out.
Well, I don't know. I think Ashley's got a chance now or you got a chance with her maybe because you desensitized her. So that's the only thing standing in the way.
Man, it's fucking Ashley.
Okay, so it's not time for matchmaking. All right.
Oh wait, we've slept in the same bed. Mm-hmm. You probably slept in the same bed with her, right? At her house?
Well, no. I think she was on the couch.
She made me. I talk in my sleep and she freaked out. She made a blow.
No, you were on the couch and you let me sleep on your bed.
Hey, Chicago Bukkake.
What's next, Alex?
Yeah. Moving on. Moving forward.
Hey, what's that next song we're going to play, dude? What's this Bonded by Beer song?
Bonded by Beer.
Sounds like a Johnny Vomit song.
Well, it's... they both kind of share the same interest in drinking.
Hey, John Vomit, I want to have you on the show, man. I want to have you on with Dick Slapper to have the old punk rock experience.
On the show. We need to play with them again. Are they still around, Dick Slapper? We played with them.
They're doing one album, and that's it.
Dude, we should get together with them before they call it quits. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I want to do a show here and
we should set it up. Set it up.
Hey, John and Bob and God, fuck. All right, let's hear the song.
Drink, smoke, toke.
Did you see the shows we have coming up for MK? Next week I have Pink Stink Rails on. I saw them last night.
I'm excited to hear that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Their songs are really, their songs are out now. They're mixed. Then they're on Bandcamp and they're good. And then the week after that, Michael Martin, Acid Casualties coming down from Detroit, and Angela I think is gonna sit on that one. And then Cassie's going to be gone, so I had a March 8th show with Anaya Tarnowski, who wanted to debut her new stuff. I guess we got to bump that, so we'll make that happen during the week. Joy Thieves are debuting their new EP on March 15th. And then the 9th through the 11th was going to be Chicana Fest. And I don't know exactly what to say about that right now. But I'm not going to talk too much about it until Larry makes an official statement. But he's going to come on. We're going to do a show about that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's not happening. Then Exotica, the 17th through the 19th of the month, and I'll be out there and broadcasting from my fucking hotel suite. Ooh. Now at a porn convention.
Well, sounds about right.
Send in the clowns.
Send in the clowns.
Well done. Well done.
Want a killer look without breaking your wallet? Try Killer Beards. All beard products are made with natural ingredients to stop beard dandruff and itching before it starts, while giving you a smooth, silky beard that smells amazing. Choose from 5 amazing scents that will have everyone saying,
Wow, that's a killer beard and it sure does smell good.
Also available are shampoo and bars of rough cut soap. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy at etsy.com/shop/Killer Beards. That's Killer Beards. Use the discount code MKUltra20 for 20% off. That's MKUltra20.
Dude, that's my son's product, and we got to get you hooked up, Fabian. Killer Beard's product. Nick Hoffman is the ambassador.
I do have a beard.
Yeah, you do have a great fucking beard, dude.
It smells good, though.
We'll get you
some. It smells like nothing.
Hey, Nick, can we get Fabian, this rock and roll guy, some Killer Beard sample kits so you know where to send it? You have a fucking show coming up, and explain to me, it's called
Fabulous fucking Fabian Fest.
And you do this every year?
Every year. This is the 5th one.
Okay, and so who's on it and what's it all about?
It's all about me.
I love it.
Anyways, it's close to my birthday because I was born on St. Patrick's Day.
That's actually when we vote here in Illinois this year.
Yeah, really? On St. Patty's Day?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh. Anyways, I throw the show near my birthday, and I perform with all of the bands that I'm in. First year I did it, I was only in 3 of the bands.
Okay.
The year after that was 4. The year after that was 5. Last year was 6, and this year is 7.
So you don't have to break down the drum kit.
I was just gonna say your backline
the sound techs at this venue always love me because
Yeah. So basically, the guys just bring their guitars and.
Yep. We all share like amps and
PA.
I share my drums. And that's it. It's simple.
Dude, it's exciting. So how much is it? How do you get tickets, and when and where?
It is $12 at the door, $10 if you buy them online. It's going to be March 14th, Saturday, March 14th at the Cobra Lounge. And there will be performances in between all of my bands by Ammunition.
Okay.
She is a performer.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Blonde. She's
short
hot.
hair.
She's sexy.
Oh, yeah. She's a good friend of mine. So
wow, I haven't seen her in years.
She's been doing it.
She's total like it.
Yeah.
Our music.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So she, to keep people interested in the changing of the bands, we have her perform in between.
Yes.
So it will be 7 of my bands. First one, I guess I'll go through the list of bands that I'm in.
Yeah.
It'll be Hyper Volume, which is more of like psychedelic metal. And then it would be, I believe, is Spare Change, crossover thrash punk. Then we have, let me get this list because my brain is not working. I did not have my Wheaties. All right. And then we have Battle Royale, which is, if anyone likes old school DRI first 2 albums.
Oh, yeah.
3, 4, 17-second songs. That's us.
Wow.
We then have Vicious Attack, which is a crossover thrash death metal. If you like Cannibal Corpse meets Slayer, that's what we are. Squared Off would be more of a hardcore working class, for the people type of band. First Jason will be there.
Man, I
Headlining.
can't believe
Yeah.
how good those songs are. The production surprised the
Well,
fucking... I remember them 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a different band. It's,
Dude, we would always play. Johnny Vomit would always play with First Jason.
Right.
And he'd only have a drummer. And I'm like, dude, you need a band because your sound,
Right.
it sounds fucking awesome.
And
And
he had
it's like-
Chuck from Macabre.
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
band,
yeah. But every time I saw him live, it was always him and a drummer, and
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it sounds so thin. You need a full band. So finally, came down to it, and I told him, dude,
Dude,
I'm gonna be your drummer. We're gonna do this, and bam, it's a full band now. So
You know
it sounds
Ari,
really
right?
good.
Have you met
Yeah,
Ari?
yeah, I
he's
met Ari.
He's
awesome.
quite the character.
We went-
Yeah, but he's a good guy.
He's awesome.
He
Not
is
complaining.
extremely
But
eccentric.
yeah, it's like
Oh yeah,
that's
very.
like the best. That's the best usage of the word eccentric I think I've ever had.
his energy is full on. He's like
He's like Ashley.
He's like he's
He's
a
a male
fucking
Ashley.
Jewish male Ashley.
Yes, he is.
Is that the lineup or is it?
And Johnny Vomit will be
I love
playing
Vomit.
there. It'll be the first show in like over a year
Dude,
and a
let's
half.
do a show with you guys and Dick Slapper on together here.
Dude,
that would
let's
be
do it. That's fucking
so.
awesome.
Oh my god,
Dick Slapper is awesome. We
I
haven't
know.
played with them in years.
Do we make
Dude,
these
I've wor-
names up in just in order to?
Dick
to-
Slapper.
No, they're called the Dick
tech-
Slapper Experience.
Oh, I know.
Dick Slapper Experience.
Oh, I know. But I just wonder. Like, I saw a movie one
I
time.
booked him at the Looney Bin once, and then Nick said, "Alex, nobody liked them." No, he said it twice. Nobody.
I
It's like,
repeat,
I
nobody.
can hear the
likes
voice in
them.
my ears right now. You know, but Nick is also the person who will tell you the story of, you know what? Check with him on the name of this person. But he's basically saying, if you love what you do, there's an audience. If you love what you do, there's an audience. So maybe Bradley, Illinois, nobody loves him, but there are performers out there who do this dumbest stuff.
Do you
the
know
most
Nick Huffman?
Disgusting things.
Do you know
And
Nick
they still
Huffman?
draw a crowd
No.
if they,
The owner
they
of
believe
Looney
in
Bin?
themselves.
No,
He's
I
like
haven't met him
he's,
personally.
he's like one of the very best promoters, club owners. He's not in it for the money, man. This
Yeah.
guy is fucking loves entertainment
He
and
cares
rock and
about
roll.
what he does, so he
Yeah.
attracts people that care about what they do. I honestly think that's what it is.
I never met anybody like him. Like most people just cash grab. He really cares, and he develops friendships with people that he works with, and
He draws a family to him. That's
Absolutely.
honestly, I think that's what happens.
I like to
When
think
you
I'm
really
part of
care
that
about what
family.
you do.
Like, I love that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He gave me some cool shit. Autographed guitar, backstage pass, gave me that Run White tequila bottle. He's a good fucking friend, man. So we're gonna do a spot, then we're gonna come back and play Kiss trivia.
Every great day starts with a cup of get the fuck out of bed coffee from Martin Atkins and Dark Matter Coffee. Go to darkmattercoffee.com. Look for the big red logo that says get the fuck out of bed. America runs on damage, and it all starts with a cup of get the fuck out of bed coffee. There are 10 commandments and there are 7 deadly sins, but there is only one MK Ultra magazine. Visit us daily online at www.mkultramagazine.com for entertainment news, reviews, and interviews. mkultramagazine.com, home of Alexander's Diary of a Damned Man. That's mkultramagazine.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Kiss Trivia. I'm Alexander, and they're going to ask me questions about Kiss. Emily, you're up.
Okay. What Gene song did Great Expectations start out as?
Fuck! That's Destroyer, 1976. What did it start out as? I don't know.
We need to lay the ground rules of this game real quick. All right. You know.
I'm not going to ask you guys
is there
questions.
snacks out of this afterwards if I win and you. All right. Okay.
You won't win. All right.
Okay.
What's
well,
the
that's
answer?
incorrect. Okay. It was You've Got Nothing to Live For.
All right, you're up.
Who wrote New York Groove?
Russ Ballard.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
You trying to set me up here? Or you...
Where did Kiss play on New Year's Eve, 1998? That would be the Palace of Auburn Hills in Michigan. Okay.
Let me find one here. Hang on.
Wait.
I asked myself a question.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on here? I'm confused.
No, I'm not going to ask you.
What is Gene Simmons' given name?
Chaim Witz, spelled Chaimwitz. It's Jewish. He was born in Israel.
That is so correct.
Go.
Where was the first Kiss album recorded?
Bell Sound Studios,
Where is that at?
New York City.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
How old was Paul Stanley when he first started playing guitar? 13. I won. All right, one more. 3 each. How am I doing?
Where
Not
did the
bad.
Kiss farewell tour end on April 13th, 2001?
It's not over yet. They're still fucking playing their farewell.
There's no,
Right?
there's your
Right?
answer.
There's still.
There's your
Hey,
trick
trick
question. There's
question,
your
next
answer. Yeah.
That is a, right?
Okay.
Who wrote Ladies in Waiting?
Gene Simmons. All right.
Let's see. How large is Gene Simmons' cock?
This is actually on there.
Not allowed to tell. Go
I'm
ahead.
bound by contract.
All right. Halloween ornaments were made in Australia. Of which 3 Kiss band members? Oh, okay. I didn't look at the answer. Gene, Paul, and Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast. Please feel free to contact us at podcasts@mkultramagazine.com.
Emily, you're back. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were told at the very beginning not to make those noises.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
He's getting excited about the clown shit. So, what's coming up with you next?
Let me see. I'm actually going back to New York in about 2 weeks because there was enough, nice.
You left your underwear in a drawer?
No, I actually left my sewing machine there though.
That's why my typo negative hat's not done.
That's not true. I had a good one at home, but the timing's off. I got to fix it myself. No, I left my sewing machine there because it was, you know what? It was a replacement machine that was only supposed to last me a couple of months. I used it longer than I needed to, and it's not up to par for what I need to do. And I thought, this is a message right here. I'm leaving this right here in this hotel room, and I'm leaving that.
It's still
mediocre
there?
Stuff. Well, I went downstairs and I handed the front desk the pedal, and I said, "There's a machine that matches this up in room,
So you're going to New York in 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I'm going for a couple of meetings, and I'm going to look at a showroom actually.
Do they have a Checkers?
Not that I've seen.
I
Come
haven't
on,
seen
Alex.
him in New York.
When you go to New York, you want to know my favorite things about that city is that, at least in Manhattan, okay, as you're walking down the street, everything is independently owned. You don't see a lot of chains.
Yeah.
Everything's independently owned, which means that you get to try different things on every single block.
New York pizza or Chicago?
Oh, fuck.
You can't ask me that. That is not comparing apples to apples.
What do you say?
I don't know. I digged it. I really did.
No, Chicago pizza's a meal. One slice is a fucking meal.
Well, you see, I don't consider stuffed pizza like Chicago. I mean, I know it's Chicago style pizza, but a lot of people
the tomatoes, it's all.
a lot
it's
of
not
people
even comparing.
A lot
the
of
same
people
thing.
that live here don't really like the whole.
My first trip to New York, you're like this. Actually, my first trip to New York was the week before 9/11.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's the U.S.
So it was
Open.
very different.
But I went
then.
to, do you remember Earache Records, the metal
Yeah,
label?
yeah.
I went there because Mortis was on Earache Records. And I show up in Manhattan, like Alexander from Chicago, and they shut down at noon. They're like, office closed. They open a fridge, liquid fucking afternoon. And we hung out there just talking about fucking metal.
So
and
Manhattan
Mortis and
shut
stuff.
down for you.
Just
No,
for you.
I was.
There was a blackout when I was there last July.
really.
Shut down.
I stayed at the Soho Grand. That was Soho, which is where I got that pirate jacket that I showed you.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Which is actually, there's only 3 made in America: Keith Richards, Ace Frehley, and mine.
And Alexander.
How fucking crazy is that? 3
Meant to
people
be.
in the U.S. have it: Ace Frehley, Keith Richards, and Alex fucking Xander.
Yeah.
I don't deserve this, but anyway, my date went to the U.S. Open, and I went walking around the village, and you know how they sell like books and scripts out in the street. I'm buying books, and I went back to my hotel room with a fucking armful of books, and there were scripts of movies that hadn't come out yet. Then I discovered Canal Street.
Oh.
You know where all the bootleg shit is.
Yeah.
And I bought some fucking watches that you buy a $6 watch, you bought a $6 watch.
Do you still
It'll
have
last
any
you
of
like
those books?
6 fucking days.
Do you still have any of those books? Do you have a favorite out of them?
Oh God. Yeah.
I still have your book, by the way. I have to bring it back.
Oh, what'd you get? Tell everybody what book you borrowed.
I borrowed Life After Death.
By
Damien Eccles. Yeah.
Was it fun?
I'm still reading it because I'm also still reading the first one of his that I began. And then that book, you don't read all at once. And he's written it that way. I truly believe he wrote it in such a way that you will stop reading when you need to absorb the information. Take your time to absorb the information, and then you'll read more. So when I don't even know what it was. I was in your living room, and I was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this guy?" And he looks up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get him on my show." I could have just
get this.
dropped
So
my yeah.
this whole Damon Eccles thing, MK Ultra's been around since 1995, and we completely. It was like the West Memphis 3. We lobbied for that. We had Jello Biafra, everybody writing stories about it. They gave me free articles for these kids. And so we were there with Johnny Depp in the beginning, but we were underground, and MK wasn't big yet, and it got bigger. We still supported them.
Yeah.
And then I loved seeing the outcome of that, and it's just, how do you recover? I mean, did you read his story? Like how he grew up? I mean, that's harsh.
Well,
And then for them to set those kids up, and they know who fucking did it.
Yeah.
They know who did it. It's still just like, but I'm so glad that they're out.
I think his message, and this is just, I think that what you learn of his writing is how to become seriously one with yourself and understand that your relationship with your place on earth, your energy on earth is so unique that once you can tap into that, there's nothing else can touch it.
That's very true.
Well, the way he got through that, and it's just amazing. And his wife, great support. He had a great support system coming out, and I'm really happy for him. I'm very happy because when you live, I came from a very small town. There's a new Home and Garden did a little 3-minute video about the town I grew up in. There's still not 300 people. I'll show you after the show. And when you're different in a small community, you're a fucking target for everything. Like I was a devil worshiper before I even knew what fucking satanic music was. It was like Kiss was satanic. It's like Kiss sing about fucking getting laid, man. All their songs are about getting laid. All Kiss's songs.
What do you think getting laid is? It's the devil.
Misconception.
Fuck, well, I didn't learn about that till I was older. And I moved to the city.
Oh my goodness.
I learned all about the devil. But seriously, it's like when you live in a small town, and those kids were targeted just because Damien was a little bit different and looked up to by a small. I was the same way. Where I came from, when I got older, like 17 years old, and I got into rock and roll and doing radio and shit, it's like I was like, oh, that Alex. And I had a very small group of hangers on that weren't really cool, but they were like, they fucking nerds, man. And then, so they target, they start all these rumors. Alex is going to spike everybody's graduation stuff with LSD. And I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm Jim Morrison. I'm fucking 17, man.
I would have been your friend. I would have been like, hey, do you really got LSD?
So next week we got Pink Stink Rails on. I can't wait. They played a fucking stellar show last night at the Live Wire Lounge. We've got elections coming up here on, ironically, elections in Illinois are St. Patrick's Day.
Yay.
Nobody's drinking that day. Hey, I'm going to vote for this fuck up. So, Emily, thanks.
Thanks for having me
Fabian,
on.
we got to have you back again, dude. We got with Vomit and Dick Summer. What's that? Yeah,
We did.
we plugged it. Yeah. Plug it again.
yeah.
Yes, we did already.
Look at these fucking metal girls.
You
Like,
know what happened? No.
Again?
He plugged it. And do you know what you missed while he plugged it? Her Slayer opportunity.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Slayer.
Missed your Slayer
Yeah. You missed
opportunity.
your Slayer opportunity because he plugged it and talked about.
We're going to plug Chicago Bukkake. Hey, Jason in Detroit, thanks for calling in. That was fun, wasn't it? He was.
Jason.
Yes. Yes.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Good night.
From the north end of the Mississippi River in Chicago, Illinois, to the south end in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you've been listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast with your host, Alexander, with our special videographer, Cassandra Belazik, and I'm your executive producer, Too Dark. Tune in for the next episode to see exactly what's going to happen next. You've been listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast.